Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Philip with Geared Towards Automotive, and behind me we have the 2019 Nissan Rogue. This is the SV model, so it's like your middle of the road model, and it has all of the features that you used to have to jump up to the SL to get. Along the front, you'll notice that they've done a little bit of a redesign. I actually had the 2016 model, and this is the 2019 model. This is actually a personal vehicle of ours. We leased it, and we noticed that, we had the SL model, and we felt like we had to jump up to that model to get everything we really wanted, right? So like we wanted the power seats, we wanted the touchscreen with the navigation, the alloy wheels. So this one, it's a little bit different. You have the parking sensors in the back, which we didn't have in the old SL model. You still have the alloy wheels. We went without the leather, but we still got Apple CarPlay, power seats, touchscreen. You still have plenty of space in the back, just like you had on the old SL model. The space really hasn't changed. If anything, it's better. The roof rails up top, and then you have the remote start standard on this mid-grade model, the SV model, with the remote, the button to unlock it and lock it, and then you have the push button start as well. So I would say it's not, it's not the top of the line, but it has more features than it had last time in the top of the line model. So a lot of improvements. Also, you have the Nissan safety features where it has the sensor and the radar up front, like a lot of the newer cars you're going to be shopping for have. So if you're veering over in and out of a lane, it's going to beep. It doesn't auto correct and auto steer for you. That's one thing that it does lack, but it does auto brake for you as well, which is one thing we didn't have in the previous model. So all in all, love the car so far. We have about 5,000 miles on it. We've already taken it on a road trip. It handles really well, and I like the steering too. I feel more comfortable in this car. Maybe it's the fact that we don't have the leather, but the steering is a lot softer and it is a lot more responsive even though it is softer. So let's jump into the inside and take a look at the space on the inside and all of the interior features. All right, so as we enter the back of the vehicle, again, leather everywhere your arms are gonna touch to make it more of a comfortable ride if you're in the back. You have this gloss black everywhere on the door panels where the door handles are, with the chrome door handles, and it has a bit of like a shimmer or a sparkle to it, so it's not just a boring plain flat black. And then in the back, yes, we do have a car seat because this is a personal vehicle. It's a brand new 2019, but I wanted to show you guys, the reason I left the car seat in is because I wanted to show you the reality and the practicality of the vehicle. So that is a normal larger size car seat facing forward, and you have plenty of room up front if it's on either side for driver and passenger. So where that child's legs aren't kicking the seat, that passenger seat is pretty far back. And these seats do recline back, which is a feature that other mid-size SUVs don't have, which is why I'm a fan of the vehicle. But then they also fold down and they go pretty much all the way flat as well. So that's a better look at what they would look like. If you take the car seat out, you're gonna have both seats folding flat and tons of space. If we pull them up, they lock in at about straight up, about a 90-degree angle, but then you can pull this lever and then they recline back just like that as well. One thing I like about the Rogue, again, that you're not going to have in other SUVs is you can have two people sitting in the back and split this up, right? So you have your cup holders right there and an armrest, and you just pull the lever and that flops down. So you don't have to pull the whole seat down. You just have a pass-through. So for example, if you have a tent and you're going to the beach, or you have a set of skis, or you're going to Home Depot and you want to put some longer items through there, and you have your kid with you, guess what? You have a child seat right there, and you have the pass-through, and then you can drive. So you don't have to throw some stuff on the roof if you happen to not have crossbars like we don't have right now. So Nissan is notorious for obviously giving you more storage in the trunk area than most other SUVs. Not only do you have like the flat floor right here and underneath, if you lift that up, you would just have your spare tire, or you'd have just the storage, but you notice you have two different ways you can pull this up. It's actually all the same storage under there. You have your front plate bracket and your first aid kit that comes with the car, so it's all the same storage area. It's not two different ones, it's just two different pieces you can lift up. And the reason there's two different pieces is because you can take them up and set them up here and create like a shelf, like a two-tiered shelf. So let me assemble that. It's actually really easy but hard to do with the camera in my hand at the same time, and I'll show you that like that. There you go. So they are assembled. Basically, you just pull this one up. I could have done it one-handed, but you can pull it up, slide it right up, and then slide it back. Important to note for you guys that the back seat, you want to have it not fully in the upward position, but you don't want to have it fully reclined because this shelf won't fit in the notches the correct way. But now, you know, if you want a few things down below here, you can have that. You can have a few things up there on the shelf, and you can stuff a whole bunch of stuff back there. For example, if you're going on a trip, now we have 2 dogs, so we like to keep it flat. Put a couple little things down below, dog bed, dogs in the back, put a bunch of stuff up top, a bunch of stuff throughout the car. So that, you know, we don't use it for this reason, but it really is nice that Nissan was thinking of every type of person, whether you like to go camping, traveling a lot, you go to the beach. This car does come in a all-wheel drive model. We opted for the front-wheel drive, but it is important to note that it is a very universal utilitarian vehicle with an all-wheel drive option. Hey guys, side note, I'm not going to drive the car in this video only because I want to provide as much value as possible, and I found that driving cars in the same video as the actual review itself, as much sense as that may seem to do that, the videos take forever for you guys to watch, right? Stats have shown me that you don't like seeing more than like a 10-minute video. So I'm gonna do a separate video. I'll link to it when it's up. It'll be up very shortly, and it'll be a driving video and a driving review. This is just the features and functions of the vehicle review. So if you like that format, give me a thumbs up. But I'm gonna try that out just for a little while to give you guys more value in each video and not bore you to death with a 15-minute video. All right, anyway, back to the car review. On the passenger side, you have plenty of space. This is a manual seat on this model, and the cloth seats are more durable than they used to be, right? So they're not like a cheap feeling cloth where you feel like they're gonna tear easy or stain easy. So they are like a two-tone cloth with a little bit of a nice design right there. And you have leather on most of the things that you're going to touch while you're driving and sitting in the passenger and driver side. So you'll notice your steering wheel is leather. This part of the shift knob right here is leather. And then the center console is leather with a nice stitch pattern too. So there is a bit of a quality feel to it. You don't feel like you're in a lower end model car. And then you have the heated seats on both sides, high and low. So they still work with the cloth seats, which is pretty cool. And then when we jump over to the driver's side, I'll show you the power driver's seat, which you have over there, which is a nice touch. And then on the door, you have leather here too. So anywhere your arm is really resting or you're touching while you're driving, you're gonna have leather. We finally made it up front to the driver's side. You'll notice you have the power seats right there. Those come standard in the SV model along with the heated seats. So this is really the best part, right? This is the part that everybody likes and wants to see. You have the Nissan safety features. You can turn those on and off right there. Power tailgate, obviously your gas, but you have the sport and econ button right there, and you can flip those on and off at your own will. We've driven about 5,000 miles with this vehicle, and we're averaging about 27 miles per gallon. We've taken it down to Florida, and that was about a 400-mile trip. So if you math whizzes do the math, it does check out. It's about 27 miles per gallon on this size tank. So overall, really impressed with the gas mileage too. All right, so I have the car turned on now with my phone plugged in to give you guys a look at the Apple CarPlay. The screen here is really responsive to the touch. So unlike some other screens, this one works really well. Super impressed with it. And you have all the standard apps that you would have on Apple CarPlay. So like Google Maps, and then I have Spotify, Waze, Pandora, all works really well. And then you hit this Nissan button right here to get back to the main Nissan menu. So this took a little bit of getting used to, but you have these different buttons down below. It says CarPlay, audio, connections, info, and settings. So you just gotta find your way around that menu. If you wanna change your audio source, you just do that, and then you can flip to Bluetooth, AM, FM, CarPlay, or satellite radio. So directly in front of your steering wheel, you'll find all of your information like your time, your temperature, how many miles you have on the vehicle. So that's our average fuel economy. As we scroll over to the right, you're gonna have your audio source, your safety settings. So I can actually click into OK, and you have your driving aids. So you have your emergency brake, your lane departure warning, and your blind spot indicators. So we usually have all of those on. Sometimes I get annoyed by the lane departure, so it's very easy to just go in here and check it or uncheck it to turn it off. and then hit back. Keep going right, you'll have your tire pressure, chassis control. It'll actually show you the roll of the vehicle if you're driving it like really aggressively around the turns. And then any warnings like, check engine lights or low tire pressure or anything like that, or if you need an oil change. But you have all of your maintenance and settings and adjustments all right here in the settings screen. Average speed, your trip, A and B of course, and then back to your average fuel economy. All right, here is a closer look at the alloy wheels and the tires. So these are of course all season tires. They're Dunlop 17-inch alloy wheels and tires. One thing I will say about the tires is, especially with a lease, right? So if you have a 36,000 mile lease, you want to make sure the tires last at least almost the whole way through, if not the whole lease. The last time we had a 2016 model, the tires, we ran them pretty bald. They probably had to be replaced beforehand, but we were able to get away with, using just that one set of tires. I've noticed that these are wearing a little bit better. So, I don't know if these are better tires, but they handle really well in all sorts of conditions. And I like the way the wheels look. The alloy wheels are a nice, just, normal, not too flashy looking alloy wheel. Either they change the suspension, the way the electronic steering is, but I do notice, and if you get a chance to get in and drive a new Rogue, notice the steering in any trim level. It's a lot softer and smoother, and it slightly tightens up as you're on the highway. But when you're on back roads and you're just going like 20 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, you can literally just turn the steering wheel with a finger and it just floats. And it's in a good way, it floats, not bad. Here's a look under the hood of the 2019 Nissan Rogue. I like this version a little bit better than the Sport model, which is the smaller, I would guess the smaller younger brother version now of the regular Rogue. That one has a smaller engine. This one is a 2.5 4-cylinder. It's a CVT transmission, and it gives you about 170 horsepower at about 6,000 RPM. So that's going to translate to 26 city and 33, I believe, highway averages. Like I said, we have about 5,000 miles on this one. This is actually a personal vehicle, and we're averaging about 27 miles per gallon, in case you're wondering what the real averages are. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up this video on the 2019 Nissan Rogue SV. I am Philip with Geared Towards Automotive, and if you got value out of this vehicle, if you learned anything, if you found something you like about the vehicle, make sure you hit that thumbs up for me. Subscribe to the channel. We have almost 8,000 of you so far. We're trying to hit 10,000, 20,000 and onward. So thank you so much for your support so far. But if you found any value in the vehicle, make sure you drop a comment down below. Let me know what you liked about the vehicle. But again, we'll see you on the next one. And this was the 2019 Nissan Rogue SV.